A three-time All-American, a two-time PAC champion, and a back-to-back PAC Defensive Player of the Year, edge rusher Brayden Thimons was one of the best Westminster athletes of the 21st century and is looking to pass on that knowledge to the next generation of athletes as he was recently hired as the head coach of Kiski Area High School.
Jersey in motion, fake it to him, and Brayden's going to get hand sacked! Thimons and others there to finish him off.
Thing with Brayden as a player, obviously the physical gifts, somebody with a lot of range, a lot of power, very, very athletic guy. But the thing that made Brayden special, in my opinion, and this will obviously translate when as he becomes further into his coaching career, he's really smart. And that allowed him to really adapt to all the different areas that we could use him in.
Just that whole experience was awesome. You know, we had everybody bought in, coaches, players, alumni, you know, community, and the school was all committed to, you know, the journey that we were on. And, you know, to be a team that won 2 PAC championships in 1 calendar year was, you know, something that'll live on forever. And, you know, I hold that, you know, dear to my heart and something that, you know, I cherish with being from my time at Westminster.
I think the one thing that I'm really proud of that Westminster taught Brayden was that sense of belonging. What I always felt with Brayden was he never came in as a Division I guy and sort of put himself above people. The family atmosphere, the tradition, it meant a lot to him, and the unit meant a lot to him. So I think he finally felt comfortable coming to a place that A, valued him, but B, allowed him to take that leadership role. And I think it speaks to who he's going to be as a coach. You know, when you're taking over a program and you're starting, you know, the culture piece is number one. You got to get people to believe in what it is that you're trying to get done. And I think that's where he'll take Westminster and what we did here, and it'll really help him at Kiski.
You know, a lot of the time I would stand behind the offense, you know, with the D-line coach or, you know, Coach Benzel a lot of the time. And we would just talk and break down scheme and, you know, hear the way that he spoke to players, and it came naturally to me. And I think that seeing how all those guys operated kind of was like, I could do this, and, you know, gave me confidence that it was something that I wanted to do going forward.
I think the biggest challenge for him is to always have that learning mindset. And that's a tradition at Westminster even from Coach Huey. Like, still at his seasoned guy, he'll come in and we'll talk football like we're still trying to figure it out, right? That's the biggest challenge. I think it's just now you're not just in charge of a specific group, you're in charge of the entire program, which means the players, the coaches, the boosters. The buck stops with you, and so there's an added level of responsibility that it's pretty awesome, but it can also be a lot to take. So my advice is always be yourself, do the best you can. If you're sincere, it comes across, and I think the kids will relate great to him, and they'll really enjoy being around him.
I've never been someone that thinks that, you know, I know everything. So always taking, you know, little bits and pieces from every single person and using that to perfect my craft. You know, that's really what it's all about, just making sure that you're taking care of everybody and, you know, making sure that everybody is moving forward instead of just staying the same or moving backwards.
Titan tradition remains true for Brayden Thimons even after his time in New Wilmington. He'll look to take those lessons he learned from Coach Benzel and Westminster to Kiski Area High School, who are looking for their first winning season since 2021. I'm Ethan Kurtz for WCN's Titan Town Sports.